Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen, the co-founder of Taraxa, and this is our bi-weekly AMA. And I know that I think we announced on Twitter last night that we were going to talk about the financial collateralized versus asset collateralized versus credit-based financing. But today I think we probably switch it up a little bit and then talk about and do a real life demo of how to install a Taraxa testnet node. So as everyone who's been following our project probably knows, one of the major goals, right, targets for this year, right, is actually the deployment of the test network. Okay, so so that's we are we're working towards that, and we're asking a few enthusiastic community members to actually come and participate and help us test out the test network. So right now we're very focused on security and long-term stability. Later on, we'll be more focused on optimization and performance tuning. So just a quick heads up that if you're interested in learning more, please head to our Discord channel. So we have a Discord channel. Inside there's a channel inside. We have a Discord server. Inside there's a channel called pre-launch testnet testing. So you can come and check it out. Okay, sounds good. So okay, there's a complaint about people not being able to hear. Hold on one second. Let me see if that's the case. Okay, so it seems like other people can hear me. I'm not really sure why this person cannot hear me. Sorry, I don't really know what is happening on your side. Sorry about that. Maybe you have your volume turned down. I'm not really sure. Okay, so let's get started. All right, let's get started let's get started to talk about how to install a testnet node. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, let me just wait a few seconds, make sure that everyone can see the screen. Okay, so all of our instructions on how to set up a testnet node is actually in docs.taraxa.io. So all the links that I mentioned today, including Discord and all these other documentation and everything, will be included in the description of the video once we post it. But yeah, so come to docs.taraxa.io, and there's a testnet joining a testnet, or you can check out the white paper. It's always been here. So today we're gonna click into install a node, and we have different versions of different operating systems and different environments in which you can actually set up your node, right? Local installations for 3 different operating systems, and then remote cloud installations we have set up for DigitalOcean. We'll add other ones like Google Cloud, Amazon, AWS, things like that later on. Today I'll do a quick demo for Windows for a local machine installation. Okay, so okay, so clicking into Windows, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install Docker, right? So all of our nodes are currently they're constructed as containers, right? So this actually guarantees that it can run on any operating system, and it will behave as expected with no crazy, weird, unexpected behaviors. We are in the process of creating native builds for different operating systems. So a native build for Windows, native build for Mac, stuff like that. And that will just allow the nodes to run a lot more smoothly, and the performance will be much better. But for now, Docker is an excellent solution. So, you know, you can install Docker here. It's going to download it. I'm not going to download it because I've already downloaded it. So once you download it, typically what will happen is that it's going to show up in the downloads folder. So open up File Explorer. Typically what's going to happen is that it's going to be right here in downloads. Okay. So I've already downloaded it. So it's over here, Docker container, Docker desktop installer. So I'm going to install this. Okay, so one of the things to know is that it says that here that you're going to need to install WSL2. I'm going to start the installation. WSL2 is Windows Subsystem for Linux, so that's a component required for Docker to operate properly. So after the installation of the actual Docker, you might see that it wants to install WSL2 as well. So this installation typically takes around 2 minutes. So we're just going to sit around and chill out for 2 minutes and wait for this process to complete. All right, so installation has completed. And it, automatically put an icon on the desktop, but notice that it didn't, for me, it didn't say WSL2 installations because I've installed it before. It's a systems component. So if this is the first time you do this, you will get that prompt. So please follow through with the installation. So after we, finish installing Docker, right? The instructions are all here, how to install Docker. It, also prompt you to install WSL2 if you haven't already. Okay, so we start the Docker desktop. Okay, so we click on this button and it's gonna start the Docker desktop program. Okay, great. It's starting the engine. There's no containers right now. So as it's starting, let's go check this out. So we're gonna download the Taraxa scripts, which actually pulls the container into Docker. So if we click on this link here, is taking us to GitHub, and then there's a package we need to download here, which is a bunch of scripts that will actually help to pull out the Taraxa node container. So you click on download zip, and all right, it's a very quick download. I previously downloaded this already. As usual, if you're on Windows, it probably goes to your downloads folder. So it's this file here called Taraxa ops master. So we're just going to extract this onto the desktop here. I'm going to remove this. It's just going to create identical subdirectories. So one of the things that I think people need to know is that on Windows, the desktop path apparently changes for different people. So one of the things that could cause it to change is if you have OneDrive installed, Microsoft OneDrive installed, and it synchronizes the entire desktop. So that's this is the path for me right now. So I just want to say that, you know, when you're unzipping this, please copy down this path so you know exactly where your desktop path is. The path that actually shows up here to start the Taraxa node, like this one, this path, I think it works for some people, but like I said, the desktop is not always at the root directory and not at the C root directory. So anyway, so we're going to come here and we're going to unzip. Right? I think I might have already started this. Yeah, we're going to unzip this onto the desktop. So we're just going to extract it. Okay, great. So it's here right now. There's the folder Taraxa ops master, right? It's right here. That's the path, right? Copy that path. So here you have instructions on how to actually get this node started, right? So let's get the tutorial here. So you can use, I mean, the tutorial says to use PowerShell. You can use Windows command line if you want. I like command line better because PowerShell is a little laggy, so it's not a great user experience. So I'm gonna go into the directory, run Docker compose. I think actually I'm not in exactly the right directory. There's another one called Taraxa compose. There we go. Okay, so it's pulling down the container, and this usually takes around a minute or so. So. Okay, so so that's done. This command here that is asking us to running the instructions, all it does is that it pulls down the logs of the containers that are running. We can actually click into Docker desktop to see if the container is running. So here we go. Okay, so yep, it's running, and we can check out the logs. Check that out. This command, I think, is a little tricky. Let's go back to it again. Okay, you can actually see this inside the Docker console as well. So in any case, this is basically the console output of Docker sorry, of this specific of the Taraxa node. It's a little it might be a little verbose and sort of cryptic. So what we did was we actually created a web-based it's not a user interface, more of a dashboard. So if you're running it locally, you can actually just see it at the on your local host, right, at the at port 3000. So you can just go, localhost 3000, and it tells you about about what the node is doing right now. So right now the node is still syncing. It's 19% done. Here are the number of PBFT blocks that's synced, DAG blocks, transactions, how many peers it's connected to, okay? You can actually check out the Explorer. So if you go to explore.testnet.taraxa.io, what you're going to be able to see is that, what's the height right now? It's in terms of the PBFT periods, we are at, 9615. So so we're at 2206 right now, our own node, 2225 right now. So, okay. So as it's syncing, one of the things that we need to do next is that in order to actually join consensus and start producing blocks, we need to actually delegate, right? Delegate coins or testnet tokens or testnet coins into this node. Okay, so we're going to copy this, and we're going to go to the community site. We're going to go to the QA version of the community site. It's not live yet. So qa.community.taraxa.io. You come here, you register your node. You put in your address here, and you submit, and you're done. Okay, so now your node has been registered. So after this has finished syncing, right? After your node has finished syncing, and if you registered over here on the community site, you can, if you haven't registered at the community site, it's a very quick registration. Just enter your email and you're pretty much done. And what you'll see is that here on the Explorer, there's a node section. Yeah, you should be able to see your node show up here. Okay. And that's pretty much it. That's everything you need to know about running a node. Like I said, if you're there are instructions for Mac, Linux. For cloud, we have instructions for DigitalOcean. We're going to release more for that as well. So feel free to check it out. And also, please come and check out our server, our Discord server. So inside there's a channel called Pre-Launch Testnet Testing. So come and chat with us about if you see any problems or if you have any suggestions. Come and check it out. Okay. All right, great. So, all right. So let's see if we have any questions. Okay. All right. Well, there doesn't seem to be any. Oh, there's one question. When is official launch? Yeah, that's a great question. We don't exactly know when the official launch will be. The testnet is an iterative process. Basically, you run it for a while and then see if anything goes wrong. If something goes wrong, we fix it and we run it for a while longer. So it's a very iterative process. So we can't really guarantee when it's going to launch. When we have run the testnet for weeks and weeks on end without seeing any problems, then that's when we know we can actually start launching it to a wider group of people, as well as kickstarting our incentivization schemes. So, that's not the most satisfying answer, I know, but that's that's what we're doing right now. So we're all working very hard to make sure that it is secure and stable. So if you want to help out, you can just go in and launch a node. And that will help us out tremendously. If you see any problems, please do let us know. I'm a non-developer. Can I participate? Yeah, anybody can participate. I think we wrote the instructions actually in a way that we think is very easy to follow. Yeah, just try it out. It's not very complicated. We're going to also continuously iterate on the dashboard so that we make it very easy for everyone to easily understand what's happening with the node. So yeah, anybody can join. That's fine. You don't have to be a developer. Okay. Sounds good. If there are no more questions, we're going to end this week's AMA. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay, bye.